Is it the optimistic equity market, or is it the dour bond market?
Hey. You're doing well. So I think we'll begin our class today. As we wait for the rest, let me chat them. So let me chat them. Let me chat them with my WhatsApp. So a minute. So today I'll be tackling what? Let me see. So I'll be on the euro, or the pound. So let's see. Oh yeah, today I'll be on the pound, the cable. So let me share my screen. So analyzing the cable. Let me get my everything ready. Just a minute. So just a minute. So I'm sharing my screen. Okay. So let me share my screen. So where's my Zoom? Yeah, so I believe you can see. So that's okay. Sorry about that. So let's begin. So I'll be on the cable. So there's some new developments we are having on the pound. So also the COVID rates. So first of all, it's a busy week. So today I'll be doing a little analysis on what the week will look like. So it's not more of a class, it's more of what we are expecting. So first of all, I'll go to my calendar. So on the calendar, let me also be texting guys here on WhatsApp. So this is my calendar, first of all, to see how the week will be faring. Then I'm just going to get the cable. I'm going to do a small technical and sentiment. So let me get there was also just a minute. Was it here or was it the other one? Yeah, it was, I think, here. So just a minute. So let's use this. So for this week, I'm going to do an analysis on what we'll be expecting. So I hope you're following. Also need to know if you have questions, if you're learning and you're doing well. So a minute, usually very busy here. So just 1 minute. I'm going now. Class, I'm going, guys. So let's see what you're going to do for today. Then we call it a day. So for this week, I have some new developments. So let me get the new developments. So I'm just going to show you something that is developing on the pound. This is fundamental news. So I just got the news today morning. So I just write UK restrictions. Then we'll get the real thing from BBC. So let's have a look. Then we'll see how it will affect the pound. Will it be going up or down? So first of all, this is my pound on D1. So momentum is still showing a very strong uptrend. Though When I look at my fibs, we are above 23, between 38, and then we are within the moving average 50, and also we are within the moving average 200. So let's have it there. So let's look at what's happening. So this is the news I want, this one. So England lockdown rules to end 19th July. So that means they have managed to, take care of the virus or the Delta variant. So here is the news. So England lockdown rules to end on July. Prime Minister confirms. So England will move to the final stage of, so you have to get the wording right, but it's to set out England's reopening on 19th July. So we'll be tracking our cable between now and 19th, that is on Tuesday. So give me a minute. So this is, between now and Monday. So it's a week. It means almost illegal restriction will be removed. Proceed with caution. Peak of the current is not expected. So I think all we need is the small wording. So whatever we do here, this is more on fundamentals because we've been tracking the virus. So some guys are still coming on board. So let's have a look because today we'll be doing fundamental and a little technical as we track our cable. So we have said this is our cable as at the moment. So we are green or red. So we have a little consolidation around this area, and you can see we are above moving average 13. So guys, let's have a look. Then volumes are low. So that means there have been low volume on our sell has gone down. Even if I look at H4, you can see H1, you can also see M30, even M15. So when I look at my M15, it looks like that. So you can see, I just need to get the stochastic and the RSI to tell me M15, M30, we are oversold, guys. So we've been doing a lot of technical analysis. If you have any questions. So this is what I wanted you to see. Look at M30, look at H1. We are also oversold. Awesome, Benson, welcome. So look at H4, guys. So mostly I'm more of a trend trader because the idea is I just need to know on H4 and D1, what are we getting? So I told you guys to always look at the zone in between. The zone is important. So I'm also going to introduce to you the moving average today. So I'm going to, I already have drawn them. So I'll just show you how you add them. You just click insert, indicators, then you're going to get moving average on trend. So on trend, we have various. We have ADX, we have Bollinger Bands. So the ones I use mostly on trend, there's average directional movement. I've sent you a video on the WhatsApp group on ADX. Have a look at it. Then also we have moving average, and we also have mostly moving average and Bollinger. So the three of them, but mostly I love moving average. So you'll click on the moving average, then you're going to add it. So this is moving average 5, levels, visualizations and all, then you click OK. Once you click OK, it's going to be visible. So I can just add the moving average 5. We are going to track it with moving average 13 for price action. So guys love price action. So this is exponential. So we have two types of moving average, exponential, and we also have simple. Simple tracks the future price action. Exponential is tracking the recent price action. So if you love the trading, most likely you're looking at an exponential shorter period. So if I'm using 5 on H1, for example, let me guys show you. That's my orange on H1. So if I'm using my orange on H1, so if I'm using my orange on H1, I'm tracking the last 5 hours. So between now and probably all we need to know is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to here. So this was 1 hour since midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we had a small dip, as you can see. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to here. So from there, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next 5 hours within the last 2 hours. So then I'm going to use a smaller time frame like M30 or M15. So now, so that I can be able to see what is really happening. So I'll check the moving average. So as long as the moving average, the candles are above the M5, as you can see, is tracking the real price action. You can see that the candles are very close to the orange line. So you can see this is now the price action. So if they go above, we are buying. If they go below, we are selling on a shorter time frame. So if I go to M30, the same thing. You can see if they are above, and you can see where they cross with the 50 is very, very important, because here you would have gotten some few pips from around here up to here. Probably would have made an extra 126 pips. On H1, the same. On H4, the same. So, but one thing, don't look at the moving average alone. Always combine it with the oscillator. So the oscillator is very, very important, because now what the oscillator does, the oscillator shows you whether we are overbought or oversold. You can either use RSI or stochastic. Momentum, I've just added it to show me where the trend is going. So guys, and then ladies, so just check M30, M15. So here I've combined exponential. It's tracking the real price action. I can go as low as M5. Guys, look at it. I can go as low as M5. So M5 now is for scalpers. If you want to make few pips here, you'd have made maybe from here to here, you'd have made an extra 45 pips. So you can always make 40, 50 pips going up and down on M5. So on M15 and M30, now on M15, you can see that our 23 becomes our strong support here. So I think, guys, you can see. Then we have our M30. So I'll also be touching a little bit on Fibonacci to understand extensions and retracements, probably on Thursday. So I hope, guys, you'll be all online. So also check H1, the same. So now this is technical analysis, guys. This is on technical analysis. So I'll be using M30 and M15 for now, because we are day trading. Then I'll zoom out. So all I need is my stochastic to start going above 20 for me to get my signal. I also need my RSI here, 13, the green line, guys. Can you see this green line? This is the RSI 13 to start going above, so that we get a good signal. So already you can see we have a strong, we have already reached today for today, because it has to either start down, then go up, or start up, then go down. So already we are down before now and noon, or between now and 1 or 2 p.m. So we'll go back to our cable. These were the news. So at least now we are more than enough. So these were the news I wanted to let you know, guys, on the developments. So they'll be easing their COVID restrictions on 19th. That's on Monday. So this will have a big, big effect, because when the lockdown happened, of course, there was a big dip last year. So that was around March, almost. Let's have a look. So let's see the impact, but now we'll have to use a longer time frame to see what happened last year. So the whole of the week, this is the whole year, between now and by the end of the year, probably December. So this was now on March. So you can see March when the lockdown happened. So this is now we are trading fundamentals using technicals and sentiment. So we just need to know what date was this. So Sheila, welcome. So look at this, guys. So this was on 0803, March 8th. So this was when the lockdown happened. So when the lockdown happened, the market on pound dipped around 142 pips. So guys, I hope you're following. 1,000, I hope I'm visible, 1,700. So it's good to note, this was 1,700, almost 1,700 a note. We have to get the exact pips, say from the opening of the candle, from here to here, it was around 1,688, yeah, around 1,600 there. Let's say 1,500 maximum. So now we go, if they were going to lift, you see I've zoomed out, guys. From here to here is the whole of 2020, January to December. So we are here is January to December. So now, but since we are not using weekly, we are using a shorter time frame. So we go back to our daily, because now daily we are going to track between now and the end of the month. So all you need to do is use these things called separators. So between now and 0801. So 0108, I mean. So 0108, that is the 1st of August. So it's now between now and the end of the month. So guys, just a minute, between now and the end of the month. Yeah, between now and 1st of August, that's 08. So that's what we'll be looking at. So if they are going to lift the restrictions, of course, business uptake would be high. So let's get the news straight from the horse mouth. So let's get it. It means that all legal restriction on social contact will be removed, but the Prime Minister said it's vital to proceed with caution, warning when the pandemic is not over. The peak of the current wave is not expected before mid-August, so I think they are headed for, should be summer, and could lead to between 1,000 to 2,000 admissions. You have to get the facts right, because these facts are going to help us take our position on pound. So central estimates, what just happened? Oh, we have an ad here, sorry. So central estimates from modelers advising, just a minute, come on. So guys, just a minute. Oh, it's out. Central from modelers advising the government also to show that COVID deaths are expected to be between 100 to 200. We also have to track the deaths. Are they going up or down? We have to check the admissions. Earlier, the health secretary told House of Commons cases could reach 1,000, 100,000 a day, but did not believe this would be unsustainable pressure. So at least it's not going to strain the health economy of the UK. So this is good news. Vaccination had created a protective wall, which would mean we would withstand a summer wave. So I told you, I think August they're headed for summer. So Sajid, this is the health minister, that guy, Sajid Javid added. So Boris, the Prime Minister, told a Downing Street press conference that coronavirus continues to carry risk for you and your family. We cannot simply revert instantly from Monday, July 19 to life as it was before. So it's the new normal. They are opening. We cannot expect they'll be 100% the way they were, but at least they'll be somewhere. So the Prime Minister said he hoped the roadmap would be reversible, but in order to have that, it has also got to be a cautious approach. Then we are easing the lockdown. Then while virtually all illegal restrictions will be reduced and the guidance will be remain. For example, legal requirements to wear face coverings in some enclosed public places, he said. Nightclubs will also be allowed to reopen. So they are going back to reopening. Curfew will no longer be there for them, and capacity limits will be removed from all venues and events. There will no longer be any limits on how many people can meet. So nightclubs, other venues will be encouraged to use so-called domestic vaccine passports as a matter of social responsibility. This would allow people to show they are double jabbed and had a negative test results and have natural immunity. So I think natural immunity is whereby after you're diagnosed with COVID, then you recover. I think you become naturally immune to the virus. In guidance published after the press conference, government said it reserves the right to make certification mandatory in certain venues. So at least they are taking caution, government guidance to work from home where possible. So they are lifting also their work from home. So guys are gradually going back to the workplace. That is also good news. Also, Mr. Jadid also said people should act with personal responsibility and try to meet people outside where possible. The requirement to self-isolate is, if you are contacted by an AHS test will trace remain. So in case their self-isolate is still there. So I won't go much. So all I needed us to know, you can see the curve. This is the autumn wave, current wave, admissions. So it seems they are under control. So I'm sending you guys this news. So have a look at the news right now. So just copy paste the link. Let me send you guys here. Copy paste the link, have a look at it, because this is very important news, guys. So let me, how do you send this? Message all. So just a minute, guys. I'm sending you this link for this news so that you all can have a look at it. Okay. So guys, give me a minute. Where do you send this? Oh, chat. So guys, I'm sending all of you the link. So copy paste that link to your browser. Read the news carefully. Then from there, we go back to our chart. So for me, I've been bullish on pound, on cable since the year started. I think by now I have managed to amass how much? Since here to here, I've managed 679 pips so far on cable. So the reason I've been bullish is because of the developments. So the COVID happened, but now we are recovering. So if they open on Tuesday, on Monday, so that means, of course, there'll be more activity. You can see even our technicals are already showing us. Momentum is above 100. That means we are about to go to the next phase for the pound. So all I need to know is the moving average, 13. You see they have already crossed. Let's look at H4. They have already crossed. Guys, this is where they crossed. Look at this. So this was our point of entry. If you were to get some money today, is it today, or let's use H1. So today, at least would have gotten an extra 130 pips. So me, I took the position yesterday evening. So already I'm up 130 pips for this week. So this is the pound. It's one of my favorite pairs. I love it because it's very volatile. You can see pound USD and pound yen, but I love pound USD because these are the two biggest nations, two biggest economies that keep competing and doing very well in the world. We are looking at the US versus the UK. So when I'm looking at the cable versus the dollar, I'm looking at the pound versus the UK. So that is what I'll be having. Then we'll have to look on what is happening. So let's go back to our calendar. So I've sent you the link, guys. So have a look. I've also sent you a link on ADX on the WhatsApp group. Have a look. That one I won't teach. You'll have to have a look at it. Moving average, I've explained, exponential and simple. So the only moving average I didn't touch, this is the 200. Can you guys see that the blue line is the 200, the aqua is the 50. This is the red one is the 13, and the orange one is the 5. So the red one and the orange are tracking my M15 and M30 price action. You can see, I can always be able to see, are we going up or down? You can see they are very close to the price. So all I need is every time they cross up or down. So this one, you can even use it for scalping. So this can be a very good strategy. You can see every time they cross, you're going down. Every time they cross, you're going up. And you can see there's a small W about to form on M5. So that's why I'm still holding my long position. So let's go back to M15. So this is good. This is very okay. So guys, I think technical-wise, we are good. Oscillators, I've introduced RSI, stochastic. I've also introduced moving average. So moving average 200, I'm usually tracking it with M15 and M30. So you can see on M30, it's still below. And you can see that 5200 crossed around this area. So in the exact place where they crossed, guys, you can see it was the exact place. Also, the momentum crossed above 70. You can see the RSI here crossed above 70. If it crosses above 70, it means it's overbought. But now you have to track it with a longer time frame. So look at it. So you can see what I was talking about on H1. So M5 has given us a W. H1 is already showing us signs that this small cell is about to come to an end. So I think that is good for the cable. So for the cable, I'm tracking it on D1, guys. As I've told you, this was a strong sell, almost 300 pips. I'm looking for another 300 pips, probably between now and the end of the month. This is D1, 30 days. So I'm tracking it between now and the next 15 or 20 days. So then now let's look at what we'll be tackling. This is a very busy week. So we are looking at here between now and the next 15 days, because I think the month has 30 days. So the next 15, 16, 17 days. So now what I'm going to do, guys, look at the calendar. So this is a very busy week. As you can see, we have a lot of reds. So since that, let's have a look at the calendar. So minute, guys. So we have interest rates, but I don't think they can change them. As I told you on our last class, we cannot change because they can't interfere with the interest rates, because right now recovery is happening. It's gradual. Jobs are going back. People are getting back to work. So we cannot really say that we can tamper with the interest rates, because if we do, we don't have enough money yet in circulation, and we need money. We need jobs back. I think the US has 7 million jobs to recover. So that is a lot. They are still far behind schedule. So right now, they cannot really interfere on the interest rates yet. So you can see we have, this is what we're having. So since yesterday, we had the pound, BOE, Governor Bailey speaks. So this is more on the stocks and dividends and also the interest rates. And also they are publishing, I think, the financial reports and all. We had CPI on the dollar. So was there any change? Let's have a look. Oh, today is Tuesday. So today we are waiting for 330 for CPI. CPI, we are looking at the consumer price index month over month. This is the change in the total value of all goods consumed by at the retail level. So let's have a look at CPI. Then we have New Zealand statement. We also have Wednesday. Wednesday, we also have New Zealand. Then Thursday is the big day. So I'm looking for between today afternoon, here it is. Difference, no, not trade balance. I wanted us to look at CPI. So CPI is the only main thing I'll be looking at for this week for the dollar. Because when I'm looking at CPI, guys, let's look at what we are looking at on CPI. Yeah, we are looking at the change. CPI, we will do change in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers. Anything actual greater than. So if we have an actual greater than number here on the actual, if it's above 0.5, of course, it would be good for the dollar. If it's below 0.5, it would be bad for the dollar. So we are looking at consumer prices account for a majority of overall inflation. Inflation is important because inflation is what keeps the value of goods going up. That's why milk will be up, probably bread, commodities and all. This is because oil is also going up. Demand is very high. So that's why we are looking at consumer price index. So what else are we looking at? Not just consumer price index. Let's look at what else we are looking at this week. Guys, a minute. So we're also looking at the basket of CPI. It's like a whole basket. Where is it? It's here, core. Now we also have core CPI. Core CPI is the change in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers, excluding food and energy. Why? Food and energy prices account for about a quarter of the CPI because they are volatile. Like when you're dealing with in the agricultural industry, some are perishable goods. So that's why we are excluding food and energy. So this is the basket, but we exclude food and energy. So, but they tend to be very volatile and distort the underlying trend. The FOMC stands for Federal Open Market Committee, usually pays more attention. This is the committee that sits just to see how is the economy doing. Should we change the interest rates? Should we do this? How is CPI? How is PPI and all the rest? So this is the one thing I'll be looking at just to see how consumption on the retail level is for the US economy. Then I think the rate statement, I don't think they're going to change for Wednesday. For Friday, the same Wednesday, that's tomorrow, PPI, this is producer price index. So this is also goes hand in hand now with the CPI, but this is now the change in the price of finished goods and services that are sold by producers. So this is at the producer level, the other one is at the consumer level. So we're also looking at card. So I'm on card chef. So guys, I'll be looking at two pairs. So I'll be following pound. Let me also add one more. So this is my pound, my card chef. So it looks like it's been really ranging. Let me control G. So that's my card chef on H1. On M30, it looks like this. Then let's go on H4. Oh, there's a question. Hello, Vic, you're a master. Not yet. So you can ask questions. It's okay. So this one, I'll be tracking it on M30. So let me zoom in. Control G. So I need to see how this one will perform. So I need my, where is my what? Oh yeah, so I need to see my resistance and my support. So this is my card chef, guys. So this is, of course, I told you again, look at the overbought. No, they are oversold. Look at the RSI down here. So this is 70, 50, 30. So 70, 50, 30. Look at H4. So card chef, I'm tracking it with oil because you know Canada is one of the leading oil producers. So this is how I'm looking at it on H1. So you can already see this is my level of support. This is my level of resistance. So for CAD, I'm just expecting to make an extra 127 pips. So the reason is oil is also going up. So guys, you can see oil is at 75. It dipped down to 72. So when it dipped, I got it again from here up to maybe around, I'm looking for 76, but on a longer time frame, I'm waiting for it up to 83. So I think oil is doing well. So I'm tracking oil, but this is it's called this, we usually call this intermarket correlation. Intermarket correlation is because CAD goes up, where does oil go? So all this is in your notes, baby pips. So I think you can, guys, you can check on that. So for this week, I'm on card chef and I'm also on pound. So I don't think I have anything else. So let's finish on the calendar. So this was the card, BOC monetary policy report. We also have BOC rate statement. So this is the interest rates. As I've said, I don't think they're going to change them because they had highlighted on the last FOMC, they're going to raise, hike them in 2 years until 2023. But now they also changed that decision later on. So for card, I don't think there'll be much change. We check on Audi too. So on AUD, that is the AUD is Australian dollar, changing the number of employed people during the previous month. So actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. So this vital economic data released after the month ends, a combination of importance and earliness makes safety. So job creation, this is the most important thing about jobs. So job creation is an important leading indicator of consumer spending, which accounts for a majority of overall economic activity. So of course, if we have more jobs added, you can see the last time we had more jobs added. Since that, from 30,000, we added 115,000.2 jobs. So this was the previous. So these jobs might be lower. You can see the forecast, or they might be higher. Most likely they might be higher because if they have contained the Delta variant, the way the UK have contained, of course, the jobs should be going back to normal. So what we'll do, we look at AUD. So first we look at employment change, and then we'll also, this is on Thursday, we'll also look at unemployment rate. Of course, unemployment rate, the rate has to be lower, actual less than. So if this becomes less than 5.1, this is good for the currency because that means unemployment levels are low. So percentage of total workforce that is employed and actively seeking employment during the previous month. So we need to check on AUD as the economy. So I think apart from AUD, Friday, do we have anything much? Oh, we also have CPI on New Zealand and BOJ outlook report. And we also have core retail sales. So for AUD, I'm just going to check the chart, guys. So this is how we'll be doing it for the week, but I'm not on AUD. I'm already on the trade, but let's have a look at AUD before we are done for class. So guys, this is what we are having. This week is big. I hope you guys are on because you should be making good money now. So let's look for AUD. Where is AUD? AUD USD. So you're looking for AUD, it's here. So this is AUD USD, the same thing. Guys can see this is AUD on here. This is AUD on M30. You can see it's within the 50. You can see also on MACD, we are still above 0. Let's look at M15. You see we are still up within the 200. You see now here I've used 10 and 5. So I have different strategies depending with the pair. So AUD trends a lot. So I had to use 10 and 5 and moving average and RSI and MACD. MACD is just for the volumes. If the bars are higher, of course, there's more volume. So let's look at it on H4. So you can see H4, we are still below. And also on RSI, we are within the 50 mark. On D1, let's look at D1, AUD on D1, we are still below 50 mark. So on AUD, all we need is just a little push. But I'm seeing the trend is still, it's weak. Let's say AUD is weak until the jobs report are out. If the jobs report are out and they are better than expected, we'll expect a rise. If they are less, of course, we'll expect a weak, the currency to weaken. So let's finalize. So that is AUD, employment change and unemployment change. I believe we've been trading at NFP for a while and we've been making money, good money. Last NFP did very well. So then on Friday, we'll be really interested on core retail sales for the USD. So this one now CPI and core retail sales are what I'm looking for in the USD. Change in the total value of sales at retail level, excluding automobiles. Actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. So core retail sales is the change in the total value of sales at the retail level, excluding automobiles. Why are we excluding automobiles? Because these are long-term things. These are things you buy once in a while. But core retails, they are things you are doing or you are using daily, milk, bread, and all these other things. Then now we have the retails. You see, there's a difference between core retails and retail. Now, retail sales is the whole basket, change in the total value of sales at the retail level. So this is everything, but this one has excluded the automobiles. So under the dollar, so let's see what we'll be checking. So the dollar, mostly I usually check USD chef because Swiss franc is very strong. So you can see it's been gaining, going down, going up. So for this one, it's been ranging a lot because Swiss franc is very strong. The dollar might also be strong. So when I look at it on M30, you can see it dipped, it's going up, but the trend is just below M30. So I'm looking at 250. So for this one, we just wait. You can see also on H1, it's oversold. And for momentum, it's up. So for the dollar, this one, we have to wait until the jobs reports are out. So this is my D1. So you can see my D1, as I was saying, the momentum is still below 100. So this is for my trend. For this one, I'll just have to check USD chef, and I'll also check USD yen. So, but these ones, I usually check them with a longer time frame, because all we need to know is how's the US performing. So you can see there's also, you know, it's strong. It's been strong since the last FOMC, but then it dipped. Okay, you can see, because the last FOMC was bad. Not the FOMC, employment rate was not very okay, because employment level were up at 5.9%, and you can see at H4 we have lost over 194 pips.